Hey guys, this is my live video for INTC 2050. Here on the screen I have a couple tasks we're going to be performing. We're going to test the administrative counts, DsAdd, ENT Admin, and Schema Admin. Then we're going to configure groups and permissions and use DsAdd to add a user account. Now first what we're going to need to do is we created the administrative accounts that we're going to be using. Here as you see I'm logged into Domain Admin 1. Go to administrative tools, we're going to go to sites and services, and we're going to attempt to create a site. I'm just going to name this one DOM1 default site link, click OK. As you see, it creates the site. Now we are going to switch over to the other account. Attempt to create an account on the ENT Admin administrative account. Type this one, ENT1, click OK, and you see it allows us to create a site on this administrative account. Now let's try the Schema Administrator account. Now we're going to right click, and we're going to see as it will not allow us to create a site. This is because the Schema admins only have the privileges to modify the schema. However, the domain admins have full access to the domain, and the enterprise admins have full access to all domains in the forest. Now we're going to hop over to our second server, and as you can see I'm on the domain admin account. We're going to try to create a site on the child2 network. I'm going to right click sites, and you'll notice it will not allow us to create a new site. Now let's switch the accounts. I'm going to switch over to the enterprise admin. Now as it loads up, we will attempt to create another site. It'll allow us to create a site. Let's go ahead and name this one again. As you see, it creates it. Now let's try the Schema Admin administrative account. Now as you see here, where we go to create the account on the Schema Administrator account, it will not let us create a new site. This because, as again with last time, the schema admin is only allowed to modify the schema as far as the domain admins have full access to the domain, and the enterprise administrators have full access to all domains in the forest. Next what we're going to do is we're going to hop back over to the server 1 and make sure that we are on the domain administrator account. To go to the administrative tools, the Active Directory users and computers. And as you see on the users group, we created a new account. We'll just name this DOM1. As you see, we can create an account on the domain administrator account. Let's try to change the domain. We're going to change it over to the child2 domain. We're going to open up the other domain. And on the users, we're going to right click. And it will not allow us to create another user on the second domain, on the domain administrator's account. Now we are going to switch our accounts again. We're going to try the enterprise administrator. Right click users, new user. We'll name this one int1, and it allows us to create a user on this administrative account. Now we're going to change the domain. And we're going to try again, remotely changing it to new users. This one we will also name this one int11. And as you can see, the enterprise admin can create accounts on both the domain1.local and the child2 domain1.local. So next what we're going to be doing is we're going to switch accounts again. We're going to try the quick start. We'll go to administrative tools, users and computers. It's going to ask for that password again. We're going to right click and look for the new. As we see on the Schema Administrator, we are not allowed to create a new user. We are going to try to change the domain and see if we can create a user on another domain. Right click user, and as you see on both the domain1.local and the child2 domains, we are unable to create user accounts. This is because that the schema administrators again only have control of modifying the schema. They are unable to access the domain and make changes. However, the domain admins can make changes to the domain, and the enterprise admins can make changes to any of the domains in the forest. Alright, so next what we're going to be doing is we're going to be seeing which accounts can manage the schema. So what we'll do is we're going to switch over to the domain admin administrator account. And we're going to open the NFC Console. And now go to File. We're going to add or remove the schema snap-in. Click OK. And we're going to open up the Active Directory attributes. We can see the attributes, but if you right click, you'll notice that we are unable to create a new attribute, meaning that we are unable to modify schema. So next what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the Schema Admin account and see if we can modify the schema. And open up the MMC console again. We'll ask for a password. And we're going to add or remove the schema snap-in. Click OK. Right click the attributes. Notice how we can this time create an attribute. This is because due to the fact that we are on the schema administrator accounts, we have full privilege access to the schema. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to save the location of where we're at to the C drive. We'll name it C:/schema MSC. That way we'll have easier access to it later. And now we are going to switch over to the enterprise administrator and see if we can modify the schema. As you see, when we right click, we are unable to modify or create an attribute, therefore we are unable to modify schema. This is because the enterprise admin and the domain admins do not have access or privilege to the schema. Now we're going to hop over to the server 2 and we're going to test this. We're going to first start off with the domain administrator. We're going to open up the NFC Console. So what we're going to be doing next, we're going to be creating groups and configuring permissions. So what we're going to do is, you see I'm on the administrator account. We're going to create new users and computers. We're going to go to right click new and we're going to create a new group. We're going to name this one LAdmins01. Click OK and it creates it. We're going to do the same thing on server 02. Make sure that we're logged into the administrator account. We'll go to new computer group. We're going to make this one LAdmins02. Keep it global, okay. And we're going to hop back over to the first server and we're going to right click. We're going to be creating the universal groups now. So we're going to right click new group, type in LAdmins, type in universal. We can keep it security, go ahead and click OK. Now we're going to right click the LAdmins that we just created, go to their properties, go to members, and we're going to add both the LAdmins01 and 2. Click add LAdmins01, check name and it should find it. Go ahead and click OK. We're going to add the next one now, which is on the child 2, if you'll remember correctly. So we have to change the location. We're going to do the child 2 domain. Click users. OK. We're going to name, this is the one, this is the LAdmins02. Check the name, it finds it. Go ahead and click OK. Now we'll click OK. Go back to the properties. Now we're going to make the whole LAdmins group a member of the administrators. So we're going to click add administrators. Type in administrators. Should find it. Click OK, and we're going to also add the administrators of the child server. So again, we have to change the location. Click OK. And then it finds it. Go ahead and apply and click OK. And that is adding the actual global groups to the universal groups. Now we're going to do the same thing on the DC2. The users and computers. And we're going to add the LAdmin02 to the administrator account. New user. LAdmin02. Click next. We're going to click the properties, members of, we're going to add, We're going to make sure that we add the local admin 02 to the domain. And we're going to make this one a member of the LAdmin02 group. Check. Click OK. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create 2 new accounts. First one, user. We're going to name this one local admin 01. With the regular MS press number 1 password. Click next, and it creates it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the local admin 01 part of the local admins group. Just right click, member of, we're going to add admin 01. Click OK, and then we're going to click OK. And we're going to do the same thing on server 02. Right click, new, we're going to name this one local admins 02. Click next, give it the standard MS Press password. Click, click next, and it creates it, and we're going to make that one a member of the LAdmins02 group. Click OK. So next what we're going to do is we're going to log on to these servers with the accounts that we just created to see what kind of permissions that we have. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to log into the local admins 01 account. As you can see here, I'm logged into the local admin 1 account that I had just created, and it seems to me that I have full administrator access due to the fact that I was placed in a group that had administrative access control when we created the local administrator 1 user. Let's see if we can create a new user. As you can see, I have the properties or the privileges to create a new user on the local administrator 1 account. I'm going to hop over to the local administrator 2 account to see the kind of privileges I have on it. As you can see, I'm in the local admins 02 account that I created, and as you see, I'm unable to shut down the server. Administrator tools, let me look. Let's try to create an account. I click users, and we are unable to create an account on the local administrator 2 account. Now next we're going to do, we're going to hop back over to the server 1, and we are going to use the DsAdd tool, which is a command prompt tool, to create an object unit and user in the parent domain and child domain. So we'll go ahead and open up the command prompt. And now the command that we're going to be using is going to be DsAdd, the OU equals sales, DC equals domain 01, DC equals local, / description lab5, and then DsAdd. It'll tell you if it succeeded or not. I'm going to go ahead and type in the commands needed to do so. The syntax of the command is going to look like that. Now when using the DsAdd to add the organizational unit to the users and computers, as you'll see here, I typed in the command used to do that, which is DsAdd OU OU equals sales, DC equals domain 1, DC equals local, description lab 5. As you see towards the bottom, it says the DsAdd was succeeded. So next we're going to be typing in the next command, which is the DsAdd the user to the sales, then the DC equals the domain 1, and then the DC equals local. I'll go ahead and enter that for you. As you can see here, I've entered the command used to create the Kim user account. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and as you see, it succeeded. You can go ahead and close that. We're going to check the Active Directory for the two new organizational units. It's administrative tools, users, and computers. As you can see here, we have the sales folder that we just created, and inside is the user Kim. Now we're going to do the same thing on the server O2. Now on the child domain, as you can see here, I've entered the command prompt, the command to create the service organizational unit. Go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see where it succeeded. And now in the next command that I've entered right here, you'll see the DsAdd user AJUPN. Now this adds the user AJ to the service organizational unit that we just created. We're going to go ahead and click enter. And as you see here, the DsAdd user command, this is the command that issues the user AJ to be put in the service organizational unit folder. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter on that. And you see that it successfully added the user AJ to the organizational unit service. We're going to check the Active Directory users and computers just to verify that. As you'll see here on the left, we have the service folder. We're going to open it and you'll see AJ. That concludes Lab 5. Thank you for watching.